guys, we're going to get started off with our balance bike racers. Balance bikes going to do one full lap all the way down here to the finish line and get their choice of trophy, which are already down here. Thanks, Jill, for bringing those down. What's that? I didn't doubt you at all. I don't doubt anybody. We have a wonderful group of volunteers out here. And guys, that's something I haven't mentioned yet tonight. We are 100% volunteer run. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We don't even receive support from the city. Actually, we pay the city every week we're open. We pay a use fee for the area. So yeah, all of this is thanks to our riders and our volunteers. This is also when I say hit up our wonderful concession stand. If you want to build a nice BMX track, find a good place for a concession stand and build a track around it.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
We are starting off moto number 1, our 5 and over balance bikes out here with Leica Maupin, Maya Laredo, Emma Rowland, and Charlie Muck. Balance biking. Hear them on around, guys. All these balance bikes. These obstacles are bigger than they are big time. So that's a lot of work getting them up those hills. Guys, cheer on these balance bikes. Leica, Maya, Emma, and Charlie making their way around Blue Springs BMX.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, so I believe this is just moto number 2 on track right now. Remington Northup, Beckham Grau, Harper Duncan, Wild Wade Warren, and JoJo Wolf. Moto number 2 making their way around all the way to the finish line where they pick up their choice of trophy thanks to MVP Awards and more, one of our track sponsors. All right, guys, cheer our balance bikes on. Actually, you might want to cheer the parents on because balance bikes are more work for the parents. They don't have any wheels, man. They don't get to coast down the hills.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And the rest of our balance bikes, motos 3 and 4. Cora Joy Phillips, Felix Laredo, Renzi Maupin, Ryan Grubb, Weston Belzeski, Santino Herrera, Isaiah Wegner, and Miles Warren. Cheer them on around, guys. We got 17 balance bikes tonight. 17 balance bikes on track. At the last of our balance bikes making their way, Cora Joy, Felix, Renzi, Ryan, Weston, Santino, Isaiah, and Miles making their way around. Closing in on the last few balance bikes coming down the last straight. Gonna get those opens riders up. 8 and under open is what we're gonna start with up on the big bikes. All right, finishing out our balance bikes, guys. Let's give them one more round of applause. Getting those little bikes up this big track. We got our first big bike moto up in the gate. 8 and under opens, racing for some cash. Eight and under. Interestingly, 8 and under is our biggest group. Usually, we're trying to track down 8 and unders to fill out the moto. So, good to see all these 8 and unders getting in that extra practice in an open, seeing how they stack up. We got some 7 and 8-year-olds, novice, intermediates, and experts, man. That is what this is for. See how you stack up, different ages, different proficiencies. And that is the fun part of the opens. I think they are going for $15 going to that winner of the 8 and under in the main event.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Kicking it off, 8 and under opens moto, number 5, Avery Franklin, Jackson Beltran, Maverick Davis, Raylan Grau, Austin Miller, and Seth Daly. We got 6 riders on track. Only 2 spots in that main event out of this one. 2 riders going to move straight to the main event. They get to skip second round. Everybody else going to be back for round number 2 to try to get into that last spot. Austin Miller sitting up front. Raylan Grau sitting on the 2. We got some hardcore realtors sitting on the 3. We actually got a battle on that 3, but right now those top 2 spots, Raylan and Austin, pushing each other all the way down the finish line, and that is going to be Austin Miller and Raylan Grau moving on to your main event out of round number 1. Moto number 6, 9 to 12-year-old opens. Hector Laredo Jr. racing Casey Murray, Chase Mode Curley, Xavier Davidson, and E Money Carlton. We got 2 spots in that main event for these riders right now. Laredo Jr. and Davidson sitting on the 1 and 2. Curley sitting on the bubble as they come around turn number 2, blasting down that last straight. Laredo looking strong out front. Gonna hang on to that first transfer, and Xavier Davidson getting your second. Moto number 7, 13 and over open. Here's the slow kids. Not really. This is where they start getting fast. Jordan Blake, Sean Madden, Jason Killinger, Hayden Franklin, and Lars Jepson. 2 riders going to make it to that main event out of round number 1. We got Madden and Blake sitting up front.
Okay, riders, random
That it's
start.
going to be Sean Madden and Jordan Blake going to move on to your main event. We'll see everybody else for round number 2. Moto number 8, 31-35. Women Cruiser, Grandma Mary Wallace, Gabby Welch, Queen G. Abernathy, and Liz Daly. They are coming. Turn number 2. We got 1 spot open in the main event out of this round. Maverick Davis, we need you in staging. Maverick Davis to staging. Coming around that 3rd turn and down that last straight, Gina, Queen G. Abernathy getting the 1 transfer spot out of Moto number 8, 31-35. Women Cruiser. Moto number 9, 7 and under Cruiser. Raylan Grau, Casey Cabo Hall, and Camden Colin.
Ready, watch the gate.
They are off. Moto number 9, 7 and under Cruiser. Our first total points race of the night. That means they're going to race all 3 rounds. They get the point per position. So first place gets 1, second place gets 2, third place gets 3. Low points at the end of the night is what wins. So every round counts right now. That is at 377 by Camden Colin sitting up front, followed by Cabo Hall and Raylan Grau. Maverick Davis just staging, but right now that is Camden Colin with the 1. Kasem Hall with the 2. Raylan Grau on the 3. Yep. All right, guys. I'm going to do last call for Maverick. I think we got him. Moto number 10 going to get them loaded in the gate. Once again, it is Edge Team Night. Head up the big white tents up there. Get in on that raffle. Get in on some of those baked goods for sale.
Okay, riders, random start.
We're going to do the drawing before main events, between second round and main event. But right now, we are off with Moto number 10, 11-year-old cruisers, Bayard, Quads, Datsun, Big Mac Duval, Maverick Davis, T-Money Stewart, and Weston, Sheepdog Shepherd. We got a whole range of ages here, 8 through 11 on these riders. That's what happens in cruiser class, guys. Cruiser's an open class, too. We got Big Mac Duval sitting up front, T-Money Stewart, and the Sheepdog sitting on the 3. But right now, there is only the top 2 spots going to the main event.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Pushing hard down that last straight. That is going to be Big Mac Duval and Trenton, T-Money Stewart moving on to your main event. Moto number 11, 14-year-old cruisers, Jason Killinger, Derek Wise, Benjamin Fetch, and Chase Mode Curley. 4 riders on track, 1 spot in that main event. That is that 37 bike. Benjamin Fetch sitting way up front.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Coming down the last straight, Fetch holding on to that 1 transfer spot all the way to that finish line. That's Ben Fetch getting the transfer. Moto number 12, 4650 Cruiser. We got birthday boy Chad Abernathy right here. Brian Tabor, Corey Brown, Drew Jameson, Brody Stafford, and Joe Mason. Top 2 riders going to move on to that main event. Right now, that is Stafford sitting out front, Corey Brown on the 2. Chad Abernathy sitting on the 3. Those top 2 spots are what's going to
Attention.
make them right to that main event out of
Okay,
round
riders,
number
random
1.
start.
Coming down the last straight, that is going to be
Riders ready,
Brody
watch the gate.
Stafford and Corey Brown. Moto number 13, 5 and under novice. Top 3 going to move on to main events. Bridget Kielberg, Lincoln Grau, Maggie Welch, Madeline Melman, Rosie Malone, Casey Rogers, and Colton Northup. This is awful quiet crowd for being 5 and under novice, guys. Where y'all at? There you go. Come on. Usually 5 and under novices, it is loud. All right. Top 3 riders going to move on to the main event out of this first round. I got to adjust my radio here. All right. There we go. Right now, sitting up front, we got a Racing League plate. The 414, the 58, and 37, Lincoln Grau, Bridget Kielberg, and Maggie Welch going to be your transfers out of moto number 13.
Attention.
Moto number 14, 6-year-old novice, full
Okay,
rack of
random
these 6-year-olds.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
And they are out of the gate down that first hill. Mason Stockbridge, Weston Moore, Liliana Hodges, Piper Franklin, Carter Nolan, Tatum Wolf, Jackson Ferrens, and Matthias Tierney. Got 8 riders on track. 3 riders going to go to that main event. We got Tatum Wolf blasting out of turn number 2, followed by Weston Moore and the 200 bike of Matthias Tierney sitting on the bubble. The 17 of Piper Franklin going to try to get one of those transfer spots out of round 1. But right now, all the way to the stripe, racking up that first transfer spot is Tatum Wolf. The 189 of Weston Moore. And our last transfer is going to be the 200 of Matthias Tierney.
Watch the gate.
All right, Sequoia Crogulette to staging, please. Sequoia Crogulette to staging. Moto number 15, 7-year-old novices, Carter Jackson, Weston Bowman, Alan Melman, Davis Noland, and Jackson, the Jet Beltran, and Caden Vanderman. Top 2 going to move on to the main event right now. That is Alan Melman and the 090 Jackson sitting up front. They got company right there sitting in that 3rd spot. Cardi Jackson trying to get by. We'll see what happens down the last straight. They go in and out of the last turn. Coming down that last straight. That is going to be Jackson and Allen moving on to the main events out of round number 1. Moto number 16, 8-year-old novice. Getting ready for our 8-year-old novices, moto number 16. How many total motos do we have tonight? I didn't even look. 42. The answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Attention.
All right, guys. We are back on.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 16, 8-year-old novices, Cadron, Thunder Spillman, Jackson Landon, Everett Groover, and Sequoia Crow Goulet. We got 4 riders on track. Top rider is going to move on to that main event. We only got 1 spot in that main event out of round 1 for these riders. Looks like we got a battle up top, though. We got 3 riders all close there. Look at that, staying inside that 979. Everett moving up into that top spot coming out of turn number 2. We still got a 3-way battle sitting up there.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Coming to the stripe. That is going to be the 979. Everett Groover going to be your only transfer. Hey, guys, a quick reminder. Talk to your riders. Last straight, you cannot intentionally impede another rider, guys. So keep it, best advice. Once you come out of that third turn, just keep it straight. Moto number 17, 9-year-old novices, Xavier Phillips, Jacob Weiss, Kaliska Krogolet, Ethan Hoffman, Finnegan Riggs, Milo Wolf, Dean Morrison, and Xander Newland. Oh no, we got 3 riders down, top 3 riders. We got a pile up there. Right now, that is going to be the 245, Dean Morrison, the 699, Jacob Weiss, and the 421 of Finnegan Riggs. Going to be your transfers. We're going to get the rest of those riders picked up, guys. That is why we have all these volunteers out here who we do appreciate, making sure we have safe, fair, and fun races. All right, they are back up. At least the last 2 finishing it out. That's what we want to see. We want to see them finish. Hey, riders, as we're getting into fall and the temperatures drop, do remember that the asphalt will get dewy quick. So it does get a little slick, so start minding that, especially the riders that like to go low in the turns.
Watch the gate.
You gotta feel it out a little bit. Right now, we're back on moto number 18, 10-year-old novices on track with Haley Velasquez, Dom Earhart, Colini Beanie Welch, and Daniel Blunt. Taking just 1. There's only 4 riders. 1 rider going to move on to that main event. We got 3 going into that second turn. Looks like Haley Velasquez sitting out front. Danny Mann sitting on the 2. Sitting on the bubble trying to get by. Is pushing hard going into turn 3. Haley's got that inside, though. Heard some brakes.
Attention.
Who's got the horsepower down that last straight? We got Haley and Danny Man. Danny Man slipping a pedal. Haley going to be your transfer out of moto number 18. Moto number 18. Moto 19, 11-year-old novices, Nolan Riggs, John Kurtishi, Caden Ritz, Wyatt Freebird, Dutton Miller, Noland, and JC Wolf. Top 2 going to move on to the main event. We got a big group right there pushing their hard. Right now, it's looking like some hardcore realtor colors out front. That is JC up front. We got a battle for that too. Caden and Nolan. Wyatt's right there too. I'm not going to call that top 2 spot from here. I think JC's running away with the first transfer. We got another rider pulling away from the pack, but that is going to be JC Wolf and the 703, Caden Ritz, moving on to main events. Moto number 20, 12-year-old novices, Zach Laney, Ethan Malone, Blazin' Blake Johnson, Hank Ofer, and Jacqueline Harrell. Wide as they're going in here, we got Laney and the 187, Blazin' Blake, with that 243 bike. Hank Ofer still sitting there in contention. Top 2 going to move on to main events out of round 1. They are pushing hard right now. Zach Laney still sitting out front. And that's going to be Zach with the transfer and the 187, Blazin' Blake Johnson, your transfers out of round 1. Moto number 21, 13-year-old novice total points race right here. Connor Arnold, Antonio Lopez Duarte, and Hayden Franklin. Every round counts for these riders. They are going for low points right now. That is Antonio, Hayden, and Connor, 1, 2, and 3 as they come out of turn number 2.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Keeping it together down that last straight, and that is going to be Antonio with the 1, Hayden with the 2, Connor Arnold on the 3. Moto number 22, only 20 motos left to go in this round. 14-year-old novices, Gavin Nato, Noah Riggs, Henry Jepson, and Jackson Payton. We got to 239, Jackson Payton sitting up top. Only 1 rider going to move on to main events out of this round.
Okay, riders, random start.
Trying to make some moves, but right now that is looking like Jackson Payton all the way to the, oh, maybe not. Yep, Jackson Payton hangs on to it just barely. Noah was pushing real hard to get around there. Moto number 23, 4650 novice, Eric Riggs, Jonas Dominguez, J.J. Melman, Daniel Malone, and Lars Jepsen. We got 5 riders on track. Top 2 going to move on. That is the 306, Jonas Dominguez and Lars Jepsen sitting in those transfer spots at the halfway point.
Okay, riders, random start.
Few Racing League dads. Yeah, you're right. Few went through leagues. Some just were hanging out around here. But right now, that is going to be Dominguez and Jepsen moving on to your main event. And we shrank the riders, shrank the tires, shrank their bikes, but that speed is going up, guys. We are to our intermediate classes, 6-year-old intermediates. Blake Big Show Dotson, Piper Harves, Callum Gnarly Bronson, Brecken Queen Bee Murray, Madden Kilberg, and Weston Cross. That is 4, 5, and 6-year-olds in this group. We are taking those top 2 riders. We need Camden Colon to staging. Camden Colon. Right now, that is going to be the 166 and the 116. Callum Bronson and Madden Kielberg moving on to main events out of Moto 24. Moto 25 getting them in the gate, 8-year-old intermediates.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, 8-year-old intermediates, Edwin Welch, Camden Colon, G-Money Toon, Katie the Bug Johnson, Avery, Baby Girl Franklin, and Seth Gotta Go Fast Daily. 8-year-old intermediates, we got 6 riders on track, 2 going to move on to the main event. And man, that is not making any calls right here at that half track point. They are stacked right here, 36 out front, Katie the Bug Johnson, followed by Avery Franklin. Then we got some Edge Racing jerseys right there too.
Ready?
Lots of, oh my gosh. 2 of these are going to count. That is going to be Franklin and Johnson. Your transfers out of round 1 for Moto number 25. Moto number 26, 9-year-old intermediates, Axel the Rizzler Miracle, Slow-Mo Brodo Dotson, Hunter Hodges, Johnny Melman, and Christopher Smith. Taking 2 riders right now. That is the 94, the 98, and the 117.
Okay, riders.
Axel Miracle and Chris Smith sitting out front. Johnny Melman sitting on the bubble. And to the stripe, gonna be Axel Miracle and Chris Smith moving on to main events out of Moto 26. Moto number 27, 10-year-old intermediates, Brennan Hale, Smiley Kylie Shepard, Noak Belcher, and Lachlan Lightning Campbell. 4 riders on track. Only that top rider going to move on to that main event. That is a nag plate we got sitting out front. Nag 6 of Smiley Kylie Shepard sitting on the 1 spot, looking like the Rock 1 plate, and Noak Belcher sitting on the 2. But only that top spot counts out of round number 1. That is going to Smiley Kylie. Moto 28, 12-year-old intermediates. We got a combine here. So guys, on a combine, you will still come up the same chute you did round 1. We'll put you in the right chute. They got 2 combined for the main. So right now we're on track with Benny the Jet Bass, Winston the Hunter Rogers, Dylan King, E-Money Carlton, and JoJo Biondi. We got a couple riders down in that first straight. We're going to get them checked out. We got 3 up top. Only the top 2 moving on, and that is going to be the 91 bike, Dylan King, and the 79 of Benny the Jet Bass. Right, I like hearing the applause when our riders are back up. We got 1 more getting checked out. All right, guys, we got JoJo standing up. Let's give her a round of applause. Cheer her on. guys, we're getting back on with moto number 29, second rack of our 12-year-old
Attention.
intermediates.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Once again, when you guys come up for second round, just come up in the chute you are supposed to be in round one. We will get you in the right place, but we're going to look for you in the same chute each time. We're on track. Lily Campbell, Zach Attack Bass, Talon, Twinkle Toes Dobbs, and Trenton T. Money Stewart. Two riders going to move on to the main event. Everybody else going to combine
Attention.
with the riders remaining in moto number
Okay, riders,
28.
random start. Ready,
Right now, we got T Money Stewart sitting on the top spot, going to get that transfer, followed by the 118 of Zach Attack Bass. Moto number 30, 13-year-old intermediates, London Johnson, Derek Wise, Riley King, Maverick, the Missouri Monster, Miracle, Gunner the Gladiator Nash, and Sabin Agson. Gonna take two riders right now. Derek Wise sitting up top. We got a hardcore realtor color sitting in the two. Maverick Miracle sitting on the two. Top two gonna move on to main events, and that is gonna be Derek Wise and the Missouri Monster Miracle. Moving on. Moto 31, 14-year-old intermediates, Ben Fitch, Bentley Morgan, Skylar Visnich, and Kaylin Kit Kat Holt. Right now, that is Morgan sitting out front on that 86 bike.
Attention.
Going to take one rider out of this 14 intermediate group for that main event.
Ready, watch the gate.
And that is going to be Bentley Morgan. Moving on to mains for Moto 31. Moto 32, 15-year-old intermediates out of the gate. Carson Hawkins, Tyler Malone, Adam Smooth Operator Wise, and Blake Laney. Four riders on track. One rider going to move on to that main event. Tell you what, it is cool seeing some teenage groups
Attention.
that don't have total points.
Okay, riders, random start.
They're bringing the friends out, growing the sport a little bit. That's a thin area. Teenagers have all sorts of other things they're interested in. But right now, down in that last straight, that is going to be Carson Hawkins holding on to the one transfer spot out of Moto 32. Moto 33, 1720 intermediate. Benjamin Knockman, Ethan Axon, King Henry Campbell, and Malin Pokup. Four riders on track. One rider going to move on to the main event out of this round. Right now, that is King Henry Campbell sitting up top.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Got Malin sitting on the two, but that is Henry Campbell getting the one transfer. Moto 34, 3640 intermediates. Jason Mercer, Zachariah. I'm not going to say your nickname depending on how you ride, Zach, so... Jason Mercer, Zach Hinton, and Robert Gardner. Robert, do you want me to say all three names? You got all three on here.
Okay, riders, random start.
But right now,
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Zach not living up to his nickname right now. Total points here. That's going to be Zach Hinton with the one, Jason Mercer with the two, Robert Gardner on the three. Moto 35, 51, 55 intermediates, Grandma Mary Wallace, Eric Axon, Alvin Howard, and Mike Blake. Four riders on track. One rider going to move on to that main event out of this round, and that is Mike Blake and Alvin Howard battling for that top spot right now. Eric giving him chase. But one rider going to make it to the main event, and that rider is going to be Mike Blake out of round number one for Moto 35. Moto 36.
Ready, watch the gate.
Welcome to the Girls Club. Fly Rye Brown, Gwenny Garrow, and Tatum Wildwin Wellborn. Total points racing right here. Three riders on track. Low points going to win at the end of the night. Riley and Tatum battling it out. My gosh, I don't know how those tires stuck in that turn two. They were low, weren't they, Curtis?
Okay, riders, random.
We got Riley and Tatum pushing each other hard. They was coming down that last straight. Gwenny chasing, giving a little chase. That is going to be Riley Brown with your one, Tatum Wellborn with the two, Gwenny Garrow on the 3. Moto 37 8-year-old experts Austin Baby Cakes Miller, Weston Sheepdog Shepherd, and Asher Luce. Another total points race here on these expert riders. Well, looks like we're missing one.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Total points, and that is gonna be that nag plate. Weston Shepherd gonna get the 1, Austin Miller the 2. Moto number 38, 10-year-old experts Corbin, Howard, Sawyer Snake, Penny, Graham, Golden Boy, Little Ann, Saucony, Fetty, Stay Ready, Hall. One rider going to move on to the main events out of round number 1. That top rider right now, that is Graham Little coming out of turn 2, but this is a stacked group of riders out here. But right now, that is going to be Graham Little moving on to your main event. Moto 39, 11-year-old experts, Bea, Quads, Dotson, Xavier Davidson, Racing Case Murray, Creighton Harves, Big Mac, Duval. 5 riders, 2 moving straight to that main event right now. That is Davidson, Murray, and Duval as they come out of turn number 2.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And coming to the stripe, that's going to be Xavier Davidson and Racing Case Murray. Moving on to main events in 11 expert. Moto number 40, 13-year-old experts Cody Velasquez, Broen, Mr. Mayhem Morgan, and Hector Laredo Jr. Total points racing for these guys. Right now, Velasquez, Laredo, Morgan in that order as they come around turn number 2.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Coming down that last straight, this is a battle that's going to be Velasquez with the 1, Laredo with the 2, Morgan on the 3. Moto 41, 15-year-old experts Zachary Hurricane Campbell, Colton Hengel, and Caleb Kurtz, and Eli Staten. Top rider going to move on to that main event.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Ooh, they are making those tires stick down there in turn 3, but that is the number 10 bike, Colton Hengel. Going to be your lone transfer out of Moto 41. Moto 42, 17, 20 expert, J.J. Jones, Andrew Downtown Brown, Brody Stafford, Austin Slomo Neal, Jordan Blake, Austin Hogue, and Sean Madden. 7 riders on track. 3 riders going to move on to the main event right now. That is Madden sitting up front, followed by the 6 and 7 bike. Thanks for making that easy, guys. Brody Stafford and Jordan Blake sitting on those second 2 transfer spots at the halfway point. Man, it is on 2 wheels on top on this one. Madden, Stafford, Blake gonna move on to the main events. We'll see everybody else next round. And guys, that is And all the way back again. Back again, moto number. Oh, my papers. Moto number
Attention.
5.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Starting with our 8 and under opens. They are racing for 15 bucks once they get to that main event, but they got to make it. We got 4 riders on track. 3 riders going to move on to the main event. Top 3 moving on to mains, getting their chance at 15 bucks for that top spot. I don't remember the other ones. Right now, that is Avery Franklin sitting up top, followed by the 57 bike, Seth Daly. Another hardcore realtor color sitting there on the back on the 3-spot Maverick Davis.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Humming down that last straight, that is gonna be Franklin, Daly, Maverick Davis. Moving on, Jackson, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 6, 9 to 12-year-old open racing, Casey Murray, Chase Mode Curley, and E Money Carlton. Top rider out of the 9 to 12 is going to get $12.50.
Attention.
Right now, that is Chase Mode Curley
Okay,
sitting
random
up top,
start.
going to get your first transfer. One more spot available, and that one is going to the 3-bike of Racing Casey Murray. Everett, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 7, 13 and over open, Jason Killinger, Hayden Franklin, and Lars Jepson. Man, we got an age range in here. 13 and over open. We got a 40-year spread on track right here as I'm looking at my sheet correctly, doing some math on the fly.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Top 2 riders going to stick around for that main event, and right now that is looking like the 13 bike, Jason Killinger and Lars Jepson. Hayden, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 8, 31-35 women cruiser, Grandma Mary Wallace, Gabby Welch, and Liz Daly. 3 riders on track, 2 spots in the main event, so only 2 riders going to stick around for the mains, and right now that is the 11 bike, Gabby Welch and Liz Daly. I'll get everybody figured out. Grandma Mary sitting on the 3. They both ride. All right, Gabby Welch and Liz Daly. I call people the wrong name all the time. I did not call her Piper Franklin. I'll just call everybody Piper Franklin for the rest of the night. How's that? All right, Grandma Mary, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 9, we got okay. I assume that is some riders that were riding in those opens, getting a little break. Going to 11. We're going to hold 9 and 10 off to the side. And we're going straight to Moto 11. We'll come back to Moto number 9 here in just a minute. I missed what happened, Ben. Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of the riders just came up. All right.
Attention.
Moto number 11.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
3 riders coming out, Moto 11, 14-year-old cruiser. We got 2 spots open right now. We got Jason Killinger, Derek Wise, and Chase Mode Curley. Man, you guys that do opens, cruisers, and your class are crazy. I'd pick one or the other. I'd pick cruiser open. That's me. Clearly, I pick nothing because I'm just over here running my mouth. Which, by the way, if you're good at running your mouth, talk to me about it. Would like to find some people that want to move into a position like this. But right now, Chase Mode Curley and the 73 bike of Derek Wise is going to be your transfers. Jason, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 12, 4650 Cruiser. Chad Abernathy, Brian Tabor, Drew Jameson, and Joe Mason. 3 riders going to make it onto that main event. Abernathy, Jameson, Tabor. Yeah. And Tabor. Yeah. Haven't seen a couple of those guys in a minute, but they are out here. We got Chad Abernathy, Drew Jameson, and Brian Tabor moving on. Thanks for racing tonight, Joe. Moto 13. Oh, Moto 9. That's what that was on the radio. It's hard to listen to the radio and talk sometimes.
Watch the gate.
All right, back to moto number 9, 7 and under cruiser. Total points right here. We got 6 and 7-year-olds out here on track. Raylan Grau, Kasem Cabo Hall, and Camden Colin. Position matters right now. We got the 377 by Camden Colin sitting out front, followed by Kasem Hall and Raylan Grau.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Coming to the stripe, holding on to another one. That is Camden Colin with the 1. Cabo Hall with the 2. Raylan Grau on the 3. Moto number 10. Yes, that is what we're on. Baya Quads, Dotson, Maverick Davis, and Weston Sheepdog Shepherd. Baya and Weston sitting out front. Maverick giving them chase. 2 riders going to make it to the main event.
Attention.
Coming down that last straight, that's looking like Baya and Weston Sheepdog Shepherd going to move on. Maverick, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto number 13. 5 and under novices, guys. Let's hype it up for the BMX version of T-Ball. 5 and under novice. On track with Madeline Melman, Rosie Malone, Casey Rogers, and Colt Northup. We got 4 riders. Whoa, we do have an extra rider. Somebody snuck by. I'll catch who it is. All right, guys, last call on the raffle. That is a 723 bike. Yeah, hold on. So the 723 bike is in the wrong moto. So right now up front on this one, we got Rosie Malone sitting up top. Still racing, making that pass. All right, so our transfers are going to be Rosie Malone. We got to get Liliana back in there. The 097, Casey Rogers. And we got one more transfer spot, and that is going to be the 244, Colt Northup. Madeline, thanks for racing tonight. All right, we're going to hold Moto 14. We're going to get that rider back up in place. We're going to hold them off to the side so that rider can get a break. Snuck on through. That happens. Definitely not the first time we've seen that happen, so we got a way to handle it. So we're that Moto 14 to the side. Yep. Liliana Hodges head on back up to staging off to the side. All right, I see. Yeah, we're going to move Moto 14 off to the side. Give them a break. So, and then there we go. So we're going to move on to Moto 15. Corey, we're keeping you on your toes up there running the moto board. No one said you weren't good at it. You're a volunteer. Even if you weren't good, we couldn't fire you. I mean, we tried. All right, guys. Got all these one-sided conversations. It's so funny if y'all also had an earpiece. But it would not be appropriate sometimes. All right, so we are moving on to Moto 15.
Attention.
7-year-old novices. We're going to give Liliana a break.
Okay, riders,
Got a
random
little extra
start.
practice lap in.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, Moto 15, 7-year-old novices, Cardi Jackson, Weston Bowman, Davis Noland, and Caden Vanderman. So that is 4 riders on track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top 3 gonna stick around for the main event. So we are gonna keep track of these 4 riders, and right now that is looking like Cardi Jackson sitting up front on that 128 bike, followed by Weston Bowman, Caden Vanderman, and the 168 of Davis Noland. Down that last straight, hold on to that top spot, and moving on to the main event. That is going to be Cardi Jackson, your second transfer. Weston Bowman, third and final transfer is going to be Caden Vanderman. Davis, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto 16, 8-year-old novices, Cadron, Thunder, Spillman, Jackson Landon, and Sequoia Crow Goulet. We got 3 riders on track, 2 spots left in that main event. Oh, we got some pushing there. We got Sequoia making a move going into turn number 2. And Cadron pushing hard to get it back. All right, so we got Sequoia and Cadron moving on. Jackson, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto 14, we got 14 back in the gate.
Attention.
6-year-old novices.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And they are off. We got 5 riders on track. 4 spots in the main event. We're here with Mason Stockbridge, Liliana Hodges, Piper Franklin, Carter Noland, and Jackson Ferrens. I guess at some point I should call Piper Avery to even it back out, right? Is that how that works? All right, guys, let's cheer them on. We got a big battle up front right now. The 17 and the 723, Franklin and Hodges. Stockbridge sitting on the 3, the 882. Jackson Ferrens on the 3. Carter Nolan sitting, on the 4 and the 5.
Attention.
Top 4 spots are what matter right now, and that is going to be Piper Franklin
Ready, watch
getting the transfer. Liliana Hodges transferring on to the main event. Mason Stockbridge. And we got one more spot, guys. Who pedals more? All the way to the stripe, and right now that's looking like the 882. Jackson Ferrens going to move on. Carter, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 15 we did. Moto 16 we did. And Moto 17, 9-year-old novices, Xavier Phillips, Kaliska Krogulet, Ethan Hoffman, Mighty Milo Wolf, and Xander Newland. We got 5 riders on track. 4 riders going to make it to the main event.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders
Coming to the
ready.
stripe, the 229, Xavier Phillips, 094, Milo Wolf, Kaliska, and Xander Newland gonna move on. Ethan, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 18, 10-year-old novices, Dom Earhart, Colini Beanie Welch, and Daniel Blunt. We got 3 riders out, not total points. They are trying to get into that main event right now. That is Danny Man sitting out front, followed by Colini Beanie and the 149 bike of Dom Earhart.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Coming down that last straight, holding into those same positions. Danny Man going to move on with the transfer. And Colini Beanie Welch moving on. Dom, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 19, Nolan Riggs, John Curtici, Wyatt Freebird Dutton, and Miller Noland. 4 riders out there, 3 spots left in that main event. We got Nolan sitting up front, Wyatt on the 2, John on the 3, and Miller on the 4 as they are coming around the half track point. We'll see what happens. Top 3 going to stick around for one more race. And right now, that is Nolan Riggs Wyatt Dutton and John Cartesian moving on. Miller, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 20, 12-year-old novices Ethan Malone, Hank Ofer, and Jacqueline Harrell. Top 2 spots up for grabs. Right now, that is 243. Hank Ofer in the 1, Jacqueline Harrell on the 2, Ethan Malone on the 3.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Ben,
Riders
did you
is
salute?
ready. Watch the
Did you
gate.
salute Ethan as he went by with the pants? All right, that is Hank and Jacqueline moving on. Ethan, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 21, 13-year-old novices. Total points right here. Connor Arnold, Antonio Lopez Duarte, and Hayden Franklin. All right, Antonio sitting out front. Hayden on the 2. Connor on the
Attention.
3.
Okay, riders, random start.
Total
Riders
points,
is
several
ready.
lap counts, low points wins on these guys. And right now, that is Antonio Lopez holding on to a pair of aces. Hayden Franklin on the 2s, Connor Arnold on the 3s. Moto 22, 14-year-old novices Gavin Nadeau, Noah Riggs, and Henry Jepson. 3 riders on track fighting for 2 spots in that main event. Ooh, man, right now, Gavin and Noah sitting up front. Henry giving them chase. Coming out of turn 2, they are pushing down that 3rd straight.
Okay, riders, random
See what
start.
happens. We got one out, one in. Gavin
Riders
trying to
is
make
ready.
that
Watch the gate.
high-low. But that is going to be Noah Riggs and Gavin Nadeau moving on. Henry, thanks for racing tonight. Whole bunch of Racing League riders in that moto right there. Whole bunch of Racing League dads here. 4650 novice Eric Riggs, JJ Melman, and Daniel Malone. Coming around turn number 2. Eric sitting out front. JJ on the 2. Daniel on the 3.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
Oh,
random
I
start.
forgot about that. I guess I need to be here on Sunday,
Riders
don't I,
is
Ben?
ready. Watch the gate.
We got a new Racing League starting up this Sunday. We're doing an open house, 4 o'clock. If you got anybody that wants to ride. All right, that is Eric Riggs and JJ Melman, your transfers out of Moto 23. Daniel, thanks for racing tonight. We do have a new Racing League starting, so if you got anybody that wants to learn how to ride BMX, that is our favorite way to do it. We're doing an open house Sunday at 4 o'clock. Go to bmxracingleague.com. That's where you sign up to get that. Right now, we're here with Weston sitting out front. On track with Blake, Big Show Dotson, Piper Harves, Brecken, Queen Bee, Murray, and Weston Cross. We got 3 spots open. There is Brecken coming around. I do want to point out.
Attention.
Oh, no, that's Blake. All right, right
Okay,
now,
riders,
that is going to
random
be
start.
Weston getting a transfer, Piper
Ready.
getting a transfer,
Gate.
and Brecken getting a transfer. Blake out here. Thanks for racing, Blake. 3 years old, racing in the intermediate class. 3-year-old girl expert, racing on intermediates. 6-year-olds, pretty cool. Moto number 25, 8-year-old intermediates, Edwin Welch, Camden Colin, Grayson, G Money Tune, and Seth Gotta Go Fast Daily. We got 3 spots open. Who are we? We're missing one. It's all right. It's a bike ride, Ben. It's a bike ride, not a boat ride. That's what we used to say. So that is going to be Seth Daly,
Attention.
State,
Okay, riders, random
Edwin
start.
Welch, and Grayson G Money
Riders
Tune.
is ready. Watch
Moving
the
on to
gate.
main events. Moto 26, 9-year-old intermediate, slow-mo, Brodo Dotson, Hunter Hodges, and Johnny Melman. 3 riders on track, 2 spots left in that main event. Got a cheering section out there out by turn 1. Right now, though, that is Hodges sitting up front, the 8 bike, a slow-mo Brodo on the 2.
Okay, riders,
Johnny
random
sitting
start.
on the 3, but they are all bunched up.
Ready.
It is anybody's race. We got 2. Oh, man, Johnny making some moves. Let's see. That is going to be the State 4, Hunter Hodges, and the 8 bike of Slow-Mo Brodo Dotson moving on. Johnny, good racing tonight. Thanks for racing with us. Moto 27, 10-year-old intermediates, Brennan Hale, Noak Belcher, and Lachlan Lightning Campbell. Hale, Belcher, Campbell. That order as they come around turn number
Attention.
2.
Okay, riders, random start.
You got 2 spots in that main event, and that is going to go to Brennan, Hale, and Noak, Belcher. Lachlan, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 28, 12-year-old intermediates, Winston, the Hunter Rogers, Everett E. Money Carlton, Lily Campbell, and Talon Dobbs. Guys, it's a bike ride. Everybody here is going to make it to the main event. Right now, though, that is the 147. Winston Rogers sitting up front. Lily Campbell in the 2. Talon Dobbs on the 3. This is motos 28 and 29 because it was a 9-rider moto. They combined together, but we're missing a rider. Yeah.
Attention.
Combines only happen with 9 riders. So we take 2 and 2, then we got 3 and 2, and we don't do races of 2 unless obviously somebody gets hurt or falls, can't make it. But so that should have been 5 riders, top 4. We were missing a rider. All right, moto number 30, 13-year-old intermediates on track with London Johnson, Riley King, Gunner the Gladiator, Nash, and Sabin Axon. Sitting up front, that 15 bike, Riley King sitting up front. We got 3 riders going to move on to the main event in these 13-year-old intermediates.
Ready, watch the gate.
Right now, Gunner Nash sitting on the 2, but that is going to be Riley, Gunner, and the 77 bike, London Johnson, who transfers. Sabin, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 31, if I can get my sheet to flip. Benjamin Fetch, Skylar Visnich, and Kalen Kit Kat Holt. 3 riders on track, 2 spots in the main event. That is Kalen and Ben sitting up front. Skylar giving chase down that rhythm section.
Okay, riders, rhythm start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And all the way to the stripe, that is going to be Fetch and Holt moving on to main event. Skylar, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 32, 15-year-old intermediates. Tyler Malone, Adam Smooth, Operator Wise, and Blake Laney. Not total points.
Attention.
They are trying to get into that main event.
Riders,
Top
we're
2 going to move on to main events.
Ready,
Right now, that is going to be Adam Smooth, Operator Wise, and the 226 of Tyler Malone. Blake, thanks for racing tonight. $17, $20 intermediates coming at us with Benjamin Knockman, Ethan Axon, and Malin Pokup. Pokup, Knockman, and Axon in that order.
Okay, riders, random start.
Top 2 riders going to stick around for the main event, and that is going to be Malin Pokup and Benjamin Knockman. Ethan, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 34, 36, 40 intermediates. Total points racing right here. Jason Mercer, Zachariah Hinton, and Robert Gardner. Total points, we got Zach sitting on an ace out of round number 1. Right now, they are looking like the same order they finished last time. Zach, Jason, and Robert coming down the stripe, and they do it just like that. One more time. Zach Hinton with your 1, Jason Mercer 2, Robert Gardner 3. Moto number 35, 51, 55 intermediates. Grandma Mary Wallace, Eric Axon, and Alvin Howard. We got 2 spots in that main event. Right now, we got Alvin Howard sitting up top, Eric Axon on the 2, Grandma Mary on the 3 as they come around turn number 2. All the way to the finish line. Alvin Howard going to hang on to that top spot, getting a transfer.
Okay, riders.
And Eric Axon moving on. Grandma Mary, thanks for racing tonight. Moto 36, 13-year-old girls experts. Fly Rye Brown, Gwenny Garrow, and Tatum Wildwin Wellborn. Riley Brown and Tatum battling going into turn number 2. Right now, Tatum sitting inside, swooping around. Gwynny giving chase.
Attention.
Looks like they might mix it up in points here. We got Tatum Wellborn sitting on the top spot out of round number 2. Fly Ray Brown getting the 2. Gwynny Garrow with the 3. Moto number 37, 8-year-old experts Austin Miller, Weston Shepard, and Asher. Nope, just the 2. Austin Miller and Weston Sheepdog Shepard coming around turn number 2. Weston sitting up top. Austin sitting on the 2.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
And that is how they finish. Weston with the 1, Austin with the 2. Moving on to 10-year-old experts. We got 3 riders on track, 2 spots in the main event. Corbin Howard, Sawyer Penny, and Saccone Hall.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start.
Coming round turn number 3. Howard and Penny sitting up top. Hall sitting on the 3. Top 2 spots going to move on, and that is going to be Corbin Howard and Sawyer Penny moving on. Saccone, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 39, 11-year-old experts, Bea Quads, Dotson, Creighton Harves, and Big Mac Duval. 2 spots left in that main event. Big Mac Bea
Attention.
and
Okay,
Wingnut.
Random start.
Wingnut Harves.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Coming to the stripe, getting the transfers. That is going to be Big Mac Duval and Bea Dotson moving on. Creighton, thanks for racing tonight. Moto number 40, 13-year-old experts go to Velasquez, Browen, Mr. Mayhem, Morgan, and Hector Laredo Jr. Velasquez, Laredo, Morgan in that order as they blast by me here coming out of turn number 2. Total points, though, Cody's sitting on an ace coming out of round 1, and that is looking like how they're going to finish. Cody with the 1, Hector with the 2, Browen with the 3. Moto 41, Zach Hurricane Campbell, Caleb Freestyle Currits. They got a bike ride. Literally. Woo.
Attention.
Were you trying to hit me, Caleb?
Okay, riders. Random starts. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
All right, so that's going to be Caleb and Zach moving on to that main event. Moto 42, last rack of the round. Out here, 1720 experts, J.J. Jones, Andrew Downtown Brown, Austin Slow-Mo Neal, and Austin Hogue. We got 3 spots open, so 3 riders going to move on to the main event. And right now, that is going to be Brown, Hogue, and Jones. Austin, thanks for racing tonight. We got fat bags of cash down here. Gonna start off with this 8 and under open. We need Lars Jepson to staging. Lars Jepson to
Attention.
staging.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Racing for some cash with this 8 and under open. We're on track with Avery Franklin, Maverick Davis, Raylan Grau, Austin Miller, and Seth. Gotta go fast daily. Top rider's gonna take home $15. Goes down a little bit from there. I think it's like $9.50 and $5, something like that. But we will see. That's all handled right now. We got Austin Miller, Raylan Grau, Avery Franklin. I did it again.
Ready, watch the gate.
Somebody needs to take this job from me. I don't deserve a microphone anymore. But right now at the finish line, Austin Miller with your 1, Raylan Grau with the 2, Avery Franklin, I think, with the 3. Avery Franklin with the 3. Motor number 6, 9 to 12-year-old opens. Top rider going to take home $12.50. We got Hector Laredo Jr. and Xavier Davidson battling it out. Coming out of turn number 2. All the way to the strap. That is going to be Hector Laredo Jr. with the 1, Xavier Davidson with the 2, and Chase Mode Curley on the 3. We need Lars Jepson right there, sneaking on in.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
13 and over opens on track with Jordan Blake, Sean Madden, Jason Killinger, and Lars Jepson. Madden and Blake sitting up top, coming around turn number 2. Jason Killinger on the 3, Lars Jepson on the 4.
Okay, riders, random start.
And that is going to be Sean Madden taking home the $12.50. Jordan Blake with the 2. Jason Killinger holding on to the 3. Moto number 8, 3135. Women cruiser on track with Gabby Welch, Gina Queen G. Abernathy, and Liz Daly. Gina sitting up top. Gabby on the 2. Liz on the 3 as they come around turn number 2.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Coming down the last straight, and that is going to be Gina with the 1, Gabby with the 2, Liz on the 3. Moto number 9, 7 and under cruiser, total points right here. Camden Colon got it pretty much locked up with a pair of aces. Kasem Cabo Hall on the 2s and Raylan Grau on the 3s. Right now they are sitting there. Camden Colon sitting up top.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Raylan on the 2s.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
So that is going to be Camden with your overall 1. Raylan going to be 6, 7, 8 points. But Kasem is your overall 2. Raylan is your overall 3. Yeah, it is how the point. They got it fixed up. All right, moving on. Moto number 10. Hey, it's integer math. Barely double digits. I can do that, Corey. Sometime. Bea, Quads, Dotson, Big Mac, Duval, Trenton, T-Money, Stewart, Weston, Sheepdog, Shepherd in this 11 cruiser, and that is going to be 34, the 1, There's not a 1. What am I looking at here? Okay. Hold on. There's plate issues. All right. All right, so that is Big Mac, Bea, and Weston in that order. When the side plate and the front plate don't match, it confuses us down here. All right, so that is going to be the 37 bike, Ben Fetch,
Attention.
followed by Chase One Curley and Derek
Okay,
Wise out of moto
random
number
start.
11, 14-year-old cruiser.
Ready? Watch the gate.
Moto number 12, 4650 cruiser on track with Chad Abernathy, Brian Tabor, Corey Brown, Drew Jameson, and Brody Stafford. Right now, sitting up top, Brody Stafford on the 1, Corey Brown on the 2, Chad on the 3 as they come around
Attention.
turn number 2. Saying
Okay,
hi to us here at the
random
finish
start.
line. All the way down that last straight, and that is Stafford holding on to the 1, Corey Brown holding on to the 2, and Chad Abernathy on the 3. See, Ben, I keep trying to give this job away. Man, I'll just continue. I'll get worse every week until someone takes the mic away from me. So please. Moto 13, 5 and under novices coming at us. Bridget Kilberg, Lincoln Grau, Maggie Welch, Rosie Malone, Casey Rogers, and Colton Northup. Got an Edge jersey sitting up front. Maggie Welch followed by Kilberg and Grau. Rosie sitting on the bubble trying to get on that podium. We got riders bobbling all over through the rhythm section in our 5 and under novice class. All the way to the stripe. That is going to be Maggie Welch with the 1. Bridget Kilberg with the 2. And, oh, man, sneaking in at the last minute. Rosie Malone moving on up to that 3rd place.
Attention.
6-year-old novice in the
Okay,
gate.
riders, random start. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
We got 7 riders of 6-year-old novice. Mason Stockbridge, Weston Moore, Liliana Hodges, Piper Franklin, Tatum Wolf, Jackson Ferrens, and Matthias Tierney. Pushing hard. Oh, I see a lot of looking around, guys. Every time you look, that's half a bike length. So just ride to ride. Right now, that is Tatum Wolf sitting out front, followed by the 189, Weston Moore, and the 200, Matthias Tierney. We got a battle for that 4 spot. Going to try to move on up. Some hardcore Realtor colors there. Moving low. Man, that looked like a motorcycle move. Hanging off the edge of the seat right now, all the way to the stripe. We got 2 riders.
Okay, riders.
We
random
got Tatum
Riders
Wolf with the
ready,
1,
the gate.
Weston Moore with the 2, Matthias Tierney on the 3. Moto number 15, 7-year-old novices Cardi Jackson, Weston Bowman, Alan Melman, Jackson Beltran, and Caden Vanderman. Oh, we got 1 down on that first obstacle. Back up. That's what we like to see out here. Riders getting back up, finishing it out. Sitting up front, though, we got the 137, Alan Melman, followed by Cardi Jackson on the 2 spot. Coming to the stripe. Alan Melman going to hold on to that 1 spot.
Attention.
Cardi Jackson
Okay,
on the
riders,
2,
random start.
and the 292, Weston
Riders
Bowman on the
ready, watch the
3.
gate.
Moto 16, Cadron Thunder, Spillman, Everett Groover, and Sequoia Crow Goulet. Not total points. What you see is what you get out of these riders. And right now, that's looking like Everett Groover sitting up top. Cadron on the 2, Sequoia on the 3. We'll see what happens. We got half a track left as these guys are pushing hard. There's some focus on those faces as they're coming out of turn number 2. Down on the last straight right now, Everett holding on to the top spot with the 1. Cadron with the 2, Sequoia on the 3. Another big rack, 7 riders on track: Xavier Phillips, Jacob Weist, Kaliska Krogulet, Finnegan Riggs, Milo Wolf, Dean Morrison, and Xander Newland. Moto 17, 9-year-old novices.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Down the last straight, we got the 229 bike, Xavier Phillips with the 1, followed by Milo with the 2, and Kaliska with the 3. Moto number 18, 10-year-old novice, 3 riders on track, but this is not total points. What you see is what you get here with Haley Velasquez, Colini Beanie Welch, and Danny Man Blunt. We got Danny Man and Haley sitting up front, Colini on the 3.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch
Coming
the
down
gate.
that last straight, Daniel Blunt hanging on to the 1, Haley with the 2, Colleen on the 3. Moto number 19, 11-year-old novices out here with Nolan Riggs, John Katishi, Caden Ritz, Wyatt Freebird Dutton, and JC Wolf. JC Wolf sitting up top, followed by Nolan and Wyatt in our podium. John Katishi sitting on the 3. Right there with Caden trying to get by. We'll see what happens as they come around turn number 3. JC's running away with that first place.
Ready, watch the gate.
Number 2 is going to be Nolan Riggs and Wyatt Dutton on the 3. Moto number 20, 12-year-old novices, Zach Laney, Blazing Blake Johnson, Hank Opfer, and Jacqueline Harrell. Humming around that second turn. Blake Johnson sitting in the top spot. We got a battle for 2.
Okay, riders, random start.
Laney and Opfer pushing each other going into turn number 3. We'll see what happens. Making that high-low move. Let's see if it sticks. Right now, that is going to be Johnson on the 1. And Hank Opfer with the 2. Zach Laney with the 3. Moto 21, 13-year-old novice. Total points right here. Antonio Lopez Duarte sitting on low points. Hayden Franklin sitting on the 2s. Connor Arnold on the 3s. Right now, Antonio Lopez Duarte sitting up top. Hayden Franklin sliding into the 2 spot. Connor Arnold on the 3 as they come around the half.
Okay, riders, random start.
Down the last straight, Antonio staying up front. This is total points. That is going to be Antonio with the overall 1. Hayden, the overall 2. Connor on the overall 3. Halfway done, guys. Moto number 22, 14-year-old novice, Gavin Nato, Noah Riggs, and Jackson Payton. Not total points. What you see is what you get. And right now we got Noah sitting up front. Noah Riggs, Jackson Payton, Gavin Nato.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
They are blasting down that last straight.
Watch the gate.
To the stripe. Noah Riggs holding on to the 1. Jackson Payton with the 2. Gavin Nato on the 3. Moto 23, 4650 novice out on track with Eric Riggs, Jonas Dominguez, JJ Melman, and Lars Jepsen. Jepsen setting the pace up front. Dominguez on the 2. Riggs on the 3. Melman on the 4.
Attention.
And the 4650 nervous.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Coming to the stripe, going to be Lars Jepsen with your 1, Jonas Dominguez with the 2, and Eric Riggs racking up that 3rd podium spot. Moto 24, 6-year-old intermediates, Piper Harves, Callum Gnarly Bronson, Brecken Queen B. Murray, Madden Kilberg, and Weston Cross. We got 2 riders up front, the 116 and the 166, battling it out, Madden and Callum. Got a rider pulling away as coming down the last straight. And that is going to be Callum Bronson, Madden Kilberg, and the 130 bike of Weston Cross rounding out the podium. Moto 25, 8-year-old intermediates in the rack. got all our riders in place for Moto 25, our 8-year-old intermediates. 5
Attention.
riders in this main event.
Okay, riders, random start.
3 trophies going home.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
And they are off right now. Edwin Welch, Grayson G Money Tune, Katie the Bug Johnson, Avery, Baby Girl, Franklin, and Seth. Gotta go fast daily in that main event. Sitting up front, we got Franklin, Johnson, Daly as they come around turn number 2.
Attention.
Okay, riders,
Trying to
random
get
start.
those trophies right now. Franklin
Riders
holding on to that
ready,
top spot as they
watch the
come
gate.
around turn number 3. That is going to be Avery Franklin with the 1, Katie Johnson the 2, Seth Daly the 3. Moto 26, 9-year-old intermediates, Axel the Rizzler Miracle, Slow-Mo Brodo Dotson, Hunter Hodges, and Christopher Smith. Got the Rizzler sitting out front on that 94 bike.
Attention.
Chris Smith on the
Okay,
2.
riders, random start.
Hodges and
Riders
Dotson
ready,
battling
watch
it
the
out
gate.
for 3rd place. Who's going to take home a trophy tonight? And right now, that is going to be Axel Miracle with the 1, Christopher Smith with the 2, and whoo, man, who got that one? All right, looking like the 8 bike, Slow-Mo Brodo Dotson. Picking up the last podium there right now. Moto 27 coming across the line. That is Smiley Kiley with the 1, Brennan Hale with the 2. We're going to get Noak checked out. All right, guys. I like it when I hear claps. I can't see turn 1 from down here at the finish line, so. Hey, man, way to finish it out, Nokasi.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto 28 and 29 all together. Benny the Jet Bass, Winston the Hunter Rogers, Dylan King, Everett E Money Carlton, Lily Campbell, Zach Tack Bass, Talon Dobbs, and Trenton T Money Stewart. Full rack, guys. Only full rack tonight. All 8 riders. We got that 91, the 147, and the 6. Dylan King, Winston Rogers, and T Money. All right, and that is going to be Dylan King with your 1,
Okay,
Rogers with
random
your
start.
2,
Riders
and T
ready,
Money Stewart
gate.
with the 3. Moto number 30, 13-year-old intermediates, London Johnson, Derek Wise, Riley King, Maverick the Missouri Monster Miracle, and Gunner the Gladiator Nash. Moto 30, 13-year-old intermediates coming at us fast, looking like Wise up front, followed by Miracle and King.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Single file in and out of turn number 3, and they're going to hold that position. Derek Wise going to be the 1. Maverick Miracle the 2. Riley King on the 3. Moto 31, 14-year-old intermediates. Not total points. What you see is what you get here. Benjamin Fetch, Bentley Morgan, and Kaylin Kit Kat Holt.
Attention.
Morgan, Holt, Fetch in that order as they come around turn number 2,
Random start.
saying hi to Curtis.
Watch the gate.
And that is how they are going to finish right here. Bentley Morgan with the 1. Oh, maybe not. Yep, Kalen Kit Kat Holt with the 2. Benjamin Fetch on the 3. Close race on that one. Moto number 32, 15-year-old intermediates, Carson Hawkins, Tyler Malone, and Adam Smooth Operator Wise. State 4, Wise sitting up front, Hawkins on the 2, Malone on the 3 as they come around turn 2. Oh, man, Carson was thinking about it, trying to make that move. I saw you make the move, man. That is going to be Wise with your 1, Hawkins with your 2, Malone with the 3. Moto number 33, 17-20 intermediate. Once again, not total points, which is what you get here. Benjamin Knockman, King Henry Campbell, and Malin Pokup. Campbell, Pokup, Knockman in that order as they come out of turn number 2.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Down that last straight, Henry Campbell holding on to the 1, Malin Pokup on the 2, Benjamin Knockman on the 3. Moto number 34, 36, 40 intermediates, Jason Mercer, Zachariah Hinton, and Robert Gardner. Zach kind of got it locked up with a pair of aces. Woo. You about ran out of track there, Zach.
Attention.
Zach sitting on the 1, Jason Mercer on the 2, Robert Gardner on the 3.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Humming down that last straight, and that is going to be Zach with your overall 1, Jason your overall 2, Robert your overall 3, and Zach, I didn't even have to use your new nickname. Moto 35, last track of intermediates here, 51-55 intermediates with Eric Axon, Alvin Howard, and Mike Blake.
Attention.
Mike sitting out front, Alvin Howard on the 2, Eric Axon on the 3.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
And they are going to hold that all the way to the finish line. Mike, Alvin, and Eric in that order. Moto 36, girls expert right now. Riley Fly Rye Brown and Tatum Wildwin Wellborn tied with 3 points each. Gwenny sitting on 6. Ooh, those tires are starting to chatter. Guys, as it gets cold, your tires react different. Don't forget that.
Random start.
Oh, man. Push right up to the edge. That is going to be Tatum Wellborn, your overall 1. Riley Brown, your overall 2. Gwenny Garrow, the overall 3. Moto 37, 8-year-old experts. Another total points race right here. Weston and Austin. Weston got it locked up with a pair of aces to a pair of 2s. With nothing else to...
Attention.
So I can already tell you, Weston gets the 1, Austin gets the 2, no matter how they finish, because that's how the points are going to work.
Ready, watch the gate.
But they're racers, and they are going to race it out. Moving on to 10-year-old experts on track with Corbin, Howard, Sawyer, Penny, and Graham Little. 3 riders coming out of turn number 1 right now. We got Graham Little sitting up front. Corbin and Sawyer battling for that number 2 spot.
Attention.
Down the rhythm section, we got Graham Little sitting up front. Oh, no, Graham sliding out.
Ready, watch the gate.
Corbin about lost it. Sawyer tangled up in Graham's bike. It's going to be Corbin Howard with the 1. We're going to get Graham checked out. Sawyer's going to cross with the 2. Moving on to the 11-year-olds, we're going to get Graham checked out right now. We got Bea Quads Dotson, Xavier Davidson, and racing Case Murray and Big Mac Duval. That is going to be Xavier Davidson with your 1.
Attention.
Okay,
Big Mac Duval.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hold on. There were multiple 3s there. I did it wrong. All right. Case Murray with your 2. Big Mac Duval on the 3. All right, guys. Graham is up, walking it off. Let's give him a round of applause, man. Right now, moving on to the 13-year-old experts, Cody Velasquez sitting on low points, Hector Laredo on the 2s, Bro and Mr. Mayhem Morgan on the 3s.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random
This
start.
is total points, but it's looking like it's going to finish how their overall points are. And that is what happens. Velasquez, Laredo, Morgan. You good, Graham? He's okay. Coming at us now, 15-year-old experts, Moto 41, Zach Campbell, Colton Hingle, and Caleb Freestyle Kurtz.
Okay, riders, random start.
Right now, we got Hingle sitting up
Ready?
front and
Watch
battle
the
for that 2 spot. That is Hingle with the 1, and Campbell getting the 2. That was a good fight right there at the end. 17-20 expert, last race of the night out here with JJ Jones, Andrew Downtown Brown, Brody Stafford, Jordan Blake, Austin Hogue, and Sean Madden. Madden, Stafford, Blake sitting up top, Brown sitting on the bubble trying to get a podium. But right now, I think that's going to be on 2 wheels. Sean Madden, Brody Stafford, and Jordan Blake taking home some trophies. Guys.